Hey guys, welcome back to Vitamin D TV. I know it's been a few days since I posted anything. For one, I couldn't come up with some topics that I wanted to talk about. It was kind of like writer's block, but not really for a writer. And then I was just busy. So I'm back, you guys, and I'm sorry for the little hiatus that I took. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about the secret to sounding like a native speaker. Now, a lot of polyglots on YouTube and stuff, they've talked about how having an accent is really not that important. And it's really not that important if you're trying to communicate and get your point across in another language. You don't need to sound like a native speaker to get your point across in another language. You can still have an accent and, people will be amazed by you still. But me personally, when I'm learning a second language, I want to sound almost as native as possible, as native as I can possibly sound, because I want to feel like I'm a super spy and you don't even know that I'm not from here because I sound that good. That's like my goal when it comes to like speaking in another language. So it's not that important to sound like a native speaker to get your point across, but for me, or if you have really high ambitions with languages in general, you might want to sound like a native speaker. You might want to sound as native as possible. So I'm making that video for that person. If you're that type of person, you don't really care about accents or whatever, then you don't have to watch this video. You don't have to even take into account what I'm going to tell you guys. But just for those who are really interested, that's what I'm going to talk about for you guys. Now, before I go into the secret, it's very important that when you're learning another language, it's important to get up your listening skills. It's important to get up your listening skills for two reasons. One, you want to be able to understand what people are going to say to you. You don't want to say hola to somebody and then they start talking to you in Spanish. Otra habla español, no es usted. ¿Dónde tú hablas? ¿Y cómo tú hablas tan bueno? Porque yo te puedo entender todo. If you don't know what I just said, you need to be worrying about doing more listening than speaking right away necessarily, okay? Because you want to be able to know what they're going to say to you. You want to be familiar with the slang they're going to use. You want to know if they cut off their S's and L's or whatever the case is, like with Spanish, for example. So you want to know all of these little... I don't even know all these little nuances that languages have, that certain languages have. So listening, watching a lot of shows, podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, that is going to help you, okay? I always talk about that. Do more listening than speaking in the first month or two of your learning process. Some people say start speaking right away, but if you're gonna do speaking right away, you gotta understand that you're gonna sound horrible the first time you start speaking, okay? So if you want to lessen that, do more listening. Binge watch some shows on Netflix. If you don't want to feel like you're wasting your time on Netflix all day, watch TV and watch shows in another language. That's going to help you. That's going to help you, and you're going to feel like you're not wasting your time, because in reality, you're not. You're increasing your language skills, your listening skills. But the secret is, for one, I don't know where I got this from. It's been so many years I've been into this language learning deal. Like, I don't even know who to give this credit to, but I did learn it. If you're already speaking 2-3 languages, you might know what I'm talking about already. But the secret is in the vowels. It's the vowels. That's where us as native English speakers get caught when we're talking in another language to somebody that's a native speaker. It's in our vowels. Us as Americans, we cut our vowels short. We don't really extend them like a lot of people do in European or in Romance languages. So for example, hola. In Spanish, you better know what hola means. So hola. Now, Spanish, it's a, and the O is o. Hola. Some Americans who are learning Spanish for the first time might say hola, hola, hola. None of those are correct. It's hola. It's like the vowels in Spanish are dragged out a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. So if you're gonna say hola, if you're gonna have a conversation in Spanish altogether, you gotta keep that in mind. Try to drag out your vowels more, because they put more stress on their vowels in Spanish than they do in their consonants and the other letters that aren't a vowel in Spanish. So, for example, hola, what's another example? Restaurante. Not restaurante, not restaurante. The vowels in Spanish are always consistent, unlike in English. So the A, the I, the O, the E, the U, they always sound the same no matter what position they're in for the most part in Spanish words. So el restaurante would be the right way to say it. Now if you're an English speaker and you don't really know that, you might say el restaurante. No, make your vowels a little bit longer, and that's how with a lot of Romance languages you sound more like a native speaker when you drag that vowel sound out just a tad bit longer. Now, I'm not gonna sit here dragging out this whole lesson. This was the secret. It's in the vowels. So if you want to, if you're not even learning Spanish necessarily, but you're learning other languages, here's what you can do. Go on YouTube. Well, yeah, go to the search bar after this video and just type in the vowels of whatever language it is that you learn. Get really good on the vowels in your target language, and that's gonna help you to become more like a native speaker. You're gonna sound way better. Yo tengo personas siempre me están preguntando de dónde soy, y yo soy americana. Yo solo es que yo sé cómo hablar como la gente que hablan en el idioma que estoy aprendiendo. I'm sorry you guys heard that. My bunny's upset. She wants to get out. But anyway, you guys get my point. Do a lot of listening. Podcasts when you're on the bus, podcasts when you're cooking, or watch TV, movies, all of that good stuff. Even songs, especially songs. That's like motivation right there. Listen to more music. Do that, and then look up the vowels in your target language if you haven't already, and get really, really good practicing that with other people, or if you're just talking to yourself. You gotta get some type of practice out there. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys got some type of value of this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys for the next video, hopefully tomorrow.